The usual course of families or individuals in our society is that you work hard, you get educated, you work hard, you get the American dream, you find your home, maybe not the first one, but the second one. You eventually get one that you stay in and you love it. It's a harbor for you. Beautiful memories associated with this home. Time passes on, kids are gone. The home isn't quite what it used to be. In fact, you're probably staying there for what happened there, not what's happening. Because we know that in order to age in the best way possible, it requires growth. It requires stimulation. It requires learning new things. It becomes a prison for you as far as your growth and your ability to age in the best way. And here, this is self-induced solitary confinement, maybe with a spouse, but ultimately one spouse will leave, and then the remaining spouse, the surviving spouse, is in very deep trouble. Because we as humans, it's in our very DNA to be connected to others. We thrive when we are with others. We are at our best. The research is very clear. When you're not connected to others, you're anywhere from 2 to 5 times more likely to be affected by things like dementia, cardiac disease, strokes, cancer, all the biggies. That's not a good formula for aging in the best way. Being older is not necessarily a one-track journey to decline. Yes, there is some decline, but there can be growth, and growth right up until the very end. And so I think that's part of the reason that when people move into communities like the Revel communities, they see that I could have missed all this. I could have missed all of this ability to grow, this fun, but also this ability to have a purpose and meaning in my life.
When people hear the catchphrase age in place, they think staying in their home as long as possible until they need something medically, or maybe they can no longer take care of themselves. And really the whole focus was getting people to really stop and take a look about what they need in place to have the best quality of life.
We know that all of the risks that come with aging in place. There's the isolation that can come from that. There's the lack of stimulation, the lack of knowledge of how you're doing or not paying attention to some aspects of your life. And that's very dangerous. When you know that someone can thrive, and when they finally do move in, they tell you, whoa, what a decision I made. This is a great decision.
One of the things I always tell people is that your home does not keep you company, especially if someone's lost a loved one. They've lost that person that they share their day with. All of a sudden, they're alone. If they're not driving, if they're not getting out, and really have limited social opportunities, it only adds to that. And there have been numerous studies that show that having that peer-to-peer engagement helps with cognitive decline, mobility decline. So it is important to look at that as really a reason to make a change in a situation.
When we're alone, we tend not to pay attention to things that we paid attention to when others depended on us. And we tend to go to the easy meals. And in today, you can throw things in a microwave. And so the whole process of cooking and what we eat changes drastically. And so nutrition doesn't get paid attention to. Now, fruits, nuts, vegetables, wild grains, fish, and small amounts of meat. That's what we ate for 99% of the time that we have been on Earth. It's what we function best on, it's what we're healthiest at, and we're learning it's what it takes to age in a better way.
The reality is when you go into a community with a couple hundred people, the chances of you finding someone that you have something in common with are significant. I love to come into work and I watch people playing bridge or exercising with a group or having a glass of wine with the ladies, and I think if they were living at home, what would they be doing right now?
There's life here, there's growth here, there's optimism here. Purposes will bubble up in groups or as individuals to reach out, help others, give back. It isn't only about the climb. You can do better and you can grow. This whole idea of that because I'm older, because I have a certain number attached to myself, my age, that is some way limiting, not so much.